Shalom, who praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaRakah Kodash, double wonders unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and shalom to the whole full elect. This video, I want to delve into Esau's blessing, alright? And it's something I went into, I kind of touched on in a video I did previously on Saturday, and also I touched on it when I was on the highways and byways. And it's just a point I just wanted to, it's a great relevance, alright, to the time that we're in. And I wanted to embellish on it now as well. So this is going into Esau's blessing, okay? After Jacob took the blessing that was meant to be his, being the firstborn, in accordance, in accordance with his the fact that he was the firstborn, but through the Spirit was allotted, ordained to Jacob, from before they were put upon the earth, before they were blessed, the Lord preordained it, right? But then, yeah, this is why I want to go into Esau's blessing now that followed up afterwards. Okay, so this is Genesis 27, 39 and 40. Right, so it says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. By thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right? So I'm going to read it again and break it down. So it says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Now, if you know anything, well, you can read it prior. The blessing that Jacob got was basically dominion over the whole earth, and every nation to bow down before him. Basically, total dominion over the earth. All right. And basically everyone that would be cursed, that cursed Israel, and everyone shall be blessed that blessed them. Right? But as you can see there, but when you go to Esau's blessing, he basically was given the same thing, but there was a stipulation in that blessing. All right? So I'm going to read it again. So it says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. So he's going to have the fatness of the earth and a dew from heaven from above, just like Jacob was ordained to have. But here's the stipulation. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So in order for him to have the dew of heaven from above and the fatness of the earth, he has to live by the sword, and shall serve thy brother. All right? Because why? Why should he serve his brother? Because Jacob's blessing was to have all rulership over the earth, all the nations bow before them, and to be blessed. And anyone that basically cursed them will be cursed, and anyone that blessed them would be blessed, basically. So they basically have full control over the earth, all right? But for Esau to get around that, he's blessed with a gift known as a sword, all right, which enables him to establish his power. And that's why it says, shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And that's the reason why the sword was mentioned. Because by ruling with the sword and having dominion over the earth, he's able to break that yoke of the blessing of Jacob from off their neck, all right, by way of the sword. Now, I was meditating on this, and it kind of, there's many points I want to bring up on that. So even now, when you deal with this, actually, let me go back in history. So let's go back to the Roman Empire. And the Roman Empire, Jake got up in Esau's blessing, Esau's dominion. Okay, they came in around the time of Septimius Severus, okay, and basically worked their way up into basically establishing the Holy Roman Empire, okay. But then what you gotta remember as well is that Esau is fully aware of this, okay. He's more than knowledgeable of these things. So him bringing, he's seeing what happens when he lets Israel get up in his kingdom, basically. Right now, Esau, how he really has to serve, as it says here, has to serve Jacob to maintain dominion and to break that yoke from off his neck. Because if he doesn't keep applying pressure by way of the sword, all right, then basically they ain't gonna have their rulership established, all right. So that's why the time we're present in right now is why Esau is really making a money grab, and the money grab being that he's trying to wipe out all of so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, being being Jacob, and Esau, if I haven't mentioned, is basically known today as a so-called white man. Okay, he's and this is why this has been done. So the common man wouldn't know this to be common knowledge, right? These are the secrets that were revealed unto the Most High servants, the prophets, right? And the secrets that were spoke of in the covenant in Deuteronomy 29:29, all right? These things are only for those of the elect, all right? So, in saying all of that, this is why now the time we're in, Esau, like I said, is making a money grab and trying to take out all of the Israelites, okay? So he can basically keep them out of the way and have his blessing established forever and ever and ever, okay? And that's one last point I was going to make, right? And in saying that, that's why, again, let's not forget the sword comes in many fashions. Esau was known as a cunning hunter, okay? A man of the field, a cunning hunter. There's various ways to set up a trap with a sword. For example, if you set up what they call those things in the wilderness, they're like booby traps. But the one where I can't remember. There's probably a name for it, but it escapes me right now. But the one where, say for example, a rhino or a lion or an elephant steps on it, and the jaws will come down from them pushing, them stepping on it and applying pressure. The jaws will clench their foot, and basically, in doing so, that's a trap, And then there's even disease warfare, guerrilla warfare. There's various tactics, okay, and ultimately all leads into deception, okay. And the reason why I say that is because everything Esau's doing right now is to basically deceive the children of Israel, to establish his power and to take them out the way, all right? I'm sure there was one more point I had, but it escapes me right now. But basically, yeah, that's why Jake protesting, BLM and all this type of stuff, and even some Jake may be aware and say like, why, when this man, he's worrying that if we get up in there, we're gonna, do this, that, and the other. But see, you don't see the full scope. They know that their blessing, it hangs in the balance based upon the sword, and basically keeping Jake in subjection. That's why they can give out grants and tokens onto the other heathen nations, because it don't matter, right? They can live, and it's better if they have them on their side, because then they're gonna work in unity to keep you down, man. Because Jake's record goes before them, all right? All the nations are aware, and ultimately it's to play into prophecy, all right, which is the main thing, okay? Because prophecy tells you that they'll come together and that they sent gifts one to another because we tormented them when we had dominion, basically. So with that, man, I pray you edify. It's a very short video to the point, but just that's the point. Jake, if you're ever wondering, why ain't no opportunities, first and foremost, you're under the curses of the covenant. That's the main reason. And this is for prophecy to play out. That's another key reason as well. And this is the prophecy that's playing out. All right, Esau using a sword which he knows he has to implement in order to secure his power. And that's why he's making a money grab. He's going for the neck, the juggler right now, in hopes that he can establish his power forever and ever and never lose his dominion. So with that, I pray you're edified. Say shalom.